chicka wow wow. What's up, party people? Welcome to another episode of Elkivate Your Life. I am your hostess with the mostess. L as in the letter L, and key as in the key to your heart. Well, to all my loyal listeners, you know today is Wisdom Wellness Wednesday. If you're not a loyal listener, it's your first time here. Thank you for tuning in. I air on Monday nights for Mindful Monday and Wednesdays, Wisdom Wellness Wednesday. And I have a couple of Wisdom Wellness Wednesday pieces of information to share. Number one, I have to talk about something that hits close to home, which is preparedness. Um, as most of you know, I tend to choose topics that are relative in the world today, with the exception of religion or politics. I try to stay away from that because, as Dr. Kyle, Creative Kyle, one of my loyal listeners and subscribers, always says, politics and religion divide us, and love unites us. So, for that reason, that has stuck with me, Dr. Kyle, Professor Kyle, know all be all of everything and anything I can think of. Anyway, so I try to stay away from those subjects. So, a couple of things have transpired within the last few days. And one that stands out to me is preparedness. So, this is where wisdom and wellness may all come together. So, preparedness. One, because I have someone near and dear to me that is seeking opportunities, employment opportunities. And I kind of talked with them about the employment opportunity and asked, okay, did you do a mock interview? Did you look up the company? Did you rehearse your answers? Because I'm sure, as a lot of you may or may not know, depending on your age, your demographic, your life experience, I feel like in our younger years, depending on where you go to apply for a job, it may or may not matter about thinking about, oh, okay, why do you want to work here? Okay, if it's a fast food joint, do you need to be that prepared? I don't know, because they always need people. Another thing is, in today's world, a lot of these interviews may not be in person. It may be a remote position. So you may be interviewing virtually via Zoom, and you have to show up differently, and you have to sell yourself through that computer. So hopefully they can see your enthusiasm and your body language, and hopefully you can convey that, right? Or if it's a telephone interview, how do you sell yourself? And are you prepared to answer the where do you see yourself in 5 years question? Are you prepared to, okay, so share with me your three strengths and weaknesses that your current employer or former employers would share with you? What are they? I have to say, I always feel like those are kind of trick questions because in order to discuss a strength and the weakness, if it's a weakness, how are you going to how are you going to sell how you are overcoming that weakness? Whether it be time management or more focused on customer service, not as much as the sales aspect of the job, or As for me, I know myself, and I have not always been the most punctual person. And so now I know I have to set an alarm and prepare myself much earlier in advance and leave much earlier. Set my clocks fast forward, set my clocks forward, even in my car, even though I know I do that. It's just little things that we have to do to trick our brains, right? So I basically was asking this person, how did you prepare for it? Did you look up the company? Did you look up their mission statement? Did you do a mock interview so that your answers flowed professionally and authentically? So that's one of the things I thought of in Wisdom Wellness Wednesday is just how are you prepared in life? And then something happened yesterday out of the blue. Here locally, we had a terrible fire that affected the Ruby Hill area. No, I don't live there, but I'm in the same area. And so for me, it made me realize I don't have an emergency escape plan. And this has happened before. My husband and I do not have an earthquake. I mean, we basically don't have an emergency escape plan of, okay, this is the map we're going to follow. If we get separated or we are separated at the time that it happens, this is where we'll meet. Where are all your important documents? Do you have them all in one place? Do you have food and water and charger, gas in your car? All the things that we take for granted every day, right? So I wanted to discuss that and ask you because suddenly I don't feel like the most responsible adult. The fact that we don't have a bag that is ready to go in case this happens, bottled water, perishable, non-perishable foods, a battery pack for your phone, a wireless capability because you may not be able to charge your phone, gas in your car because gas stations might be closed or damaged, or even for our pet. I was thinking, I don't know, I think her pet records, I have those, but yeah, let's just say it was definitely a reality check for this woman. And I told my husband, hey, we don't have these things in place. And what do we do when an emergency happens? I don't want to be like those people that we see on the news of we lost everything because we weren't prepared. Especially in a case of a fire, they tell you have no choice. Like you got to evacuate. We were under the impression we were going to have to evacuate. Had nothing prepared. My husband was sitting there watching the news, following the weather, watching the news. I'm like, shouldn't we figure out where our important documents are and our dog food and blanket and clothing and, well, all the things I just mentioned, right? And there definitely are emergency plans that you can find online. And it's definitely made me rethink my priorities because he and I do work different jobs, different hours, different schedules. Um, yeah, so I would love to know to anybody and everybody out there, do you have an emergency plan in place? Are you prepared for an emergency if it happens? And if so, did you follow a certain plan or list, and are you willing to share that? If you are, everyone has the opportunity to like my podcast, leave your feedback in the comments. I'm really promoting my YouTube, but I'm on all the platforms. So if you have the ability to share, if you have any insight, like, yes, I feel like Kyle and Amor, they have an emergency plan, knowing them. Um, and yes, it's one of those reality checks that makes you think, oh, just when I thought I was adulting, maybe I wasn't. So, food for thought. Have your emergency plan in order, have your documents in a safe place. I do know that they sell all these things on Amazon, TikTok, and all the there's various different places where you can get those special folders where you keep all your documents. Like, what about your in living will? What about, I mean, I'm sure there's things that I forgot to list besides water, battery, flashlight, candle, matches, blankets, important documents, in living will. Um, so I would love to know your thoughts. And how do you prepare yourself for an interview? Do you prepare yourself for an interview? All important questions that involve Wisdom Wellness Wednesday. How does that how does that encapsulate wellness? Well, I think that if you are mentally prepared, physically prepared, that you will be in a better place as far as wellness goes, right? All of these tend to go hand in hand. But speaking of wellness, I told all of you that are my loyal listeners that I am working with Life Real Wellness in Danville. They're in the Blackhawk Plaza, if you know the area. And I want to give you the address, but I am suddenly it's escaping me. I feel like it's 4170, 4177. Okay, well, here's what I can tell you. Wait, hang on. Sorry. 4155 Black Hawk. Is that Black Hawk Drive? Black Hawk Drive. 4155 Black Hawk Plaza Circle, Suite 101, Danville, California, 94506. LifeReal.com, 925-489-2215. What are the services they provide? Well, it is a wellness center, and they offer holistic health and beauty services focusing on body contouring, skincare recovery through treatments like cryotherapy, red light therapy, chemical peels. They provide non-invasive body solutions for body sculpting, lymphatic drainage, infrared saunas, health coaching, etc. What I really appreciate about them and why I went to them is because, as most of you know, I have an autoimmune oral lichen planus, and it feels like no matter what I do, it just doesn't want to, it's not improving. I got to be careful how I say things because what you speak out to the universe, right? I'm getting better and better every day in every way. So the reason I reached out to them is I like that they offer holistic health and beauty services and was very interested in the red light therapy, cryotherapy, as well as lymphatic drainage. And so I'm hoping to get some results from this. I'm already seeing some physical results. One of the things I like is they do an overall blood panel, a hair strand test, and all of these things will determine foods that you should be avoiding, allergens when it comes to not just food, but actual materials, clothing. So it's a very detailed panel of information. And then they are helping me to tighten up my wellness and fitness game. As most of you know, I'm on a high protein, low carb diet, and I'm always looking for more information to up my fitness game. I do a lot of intermittent fasting and circuit training. They provided me with vitamins and liquid IVs, natural ones. So I really appreciated that. So check them out if you are interested in any of those things and you live in the Tri Valley area. Highly recommend them. The staff is wonderful. From the moment you walk in the door, they greet you with a smile and warmth, and you can just feel the genuineness in their voice. They're all very good at their job and very welcoming and accommodating, whether you forgot your water or you forgot your liquid IV or whatever. They're very, very customer service oriented, which I definitely appreciate coming from customer service and sales. Honestly, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I do want to give a shout out to my loyal listeners and subscribers: Lisa Roberts Curbelo, Kyle Few, Mike Kaufman, Roger Haven, and just say thank you for being consistent in showing up for me, listening, adding your feedback, sharing your comments, liking my podcast. The only way I can grow and evolve and change, besides being more present and going back on camera, which I will be doing, is when you guys help me share your feedback. If you like the podcast, please give it a thumbs up, like it. If you know somebody that this could be helpful to them, by all means, share it with them. And by leaving comments and doing all these things, it does help the algorithm to push me out there. I'm happy to announce that I'm in 49 countries, last I checked, and various different cities. So someone out there likes what I have to say and appreciates my podcast. And I definitely appreciate that. I'm just was looking at my stats now to try and. So currently I'm in 77 countries and territories and 506 cities. And my gosh, all over the place. Kuwait City, Utah, Vilnius City Municipality. Hmm. Um, Ibaraki Mitu. Wow. So the top countries are the United States, but also South Korea, Guyana, Switzerland, Japan, Brazil, Slovenia, Canada, Kuwait, and United Kingdom. So a little bit of stats for you guys in case you were wondering why I keep showing up with Mindful Monday and Wisdom Wellness Wednesday. Really appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you being a loyal subscriber and listener. Again, please remember to like, comment, share. It helps the algorithm. It helps me be a better podcaster. And I would love to hear your thoughts to my questions, which are: do you have an emergency plan in place? And what does that look like? And where did you get it from? And, or how do you prepare yourself for a new job or interview or new experience, meeting new people, going to something new? I would love to know. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Really appreciate all of you. Until next time, ciao for now.